So the stuff that ran down onto your forehead was the same stuff that was put onto your hair to acid? Right.
The personal injury business is huge. Last year, insurance companies paid out over £7 billion in claims.
The difficulty is that my client was unconscious at the scene of the accident and clearly wasn't in a position to get the officer's details.
For 6 months, the BBC was given access to a firm of solicitors who specialise in crashes, bashes, slips and trips.
The chap who was fallen due to some icy steps at work in Switzerland.
What? It's a Swiss company in Swiss
on
accidents.
icy steps.
In Switzerland, where it's mountainous and towable their own country.
No.
No.
Right.
It's a cutthroat world. Competition to get hold of new clients is tough, and the insurance companies are even tougher.
The first award we received in 2001 for Insurance Law Firm of the Year. This we won earlier on this year. It's the Law Society Management Chapter Award. That isn't a prize at all. That's simply a 19th century bayonet.
Manchester firm Amelans process thousands of accident claims a year. It's a messy business, but it makes them a tidy income. Andrew Twombly is the firm's boss. He runs the company with his partner Martin Cox. Andrew drives a nice big Jag, has a large house in Cheshire's footballer belt, and miles of pinstripe suits. But his real passion...
Cheques signed by Errol Flynn in the 1940s. We've all got to collect something. I'm in the sad position of collecting Errol Flynn memorabilia. He was a swashbuckler like me, you see. Constantly running around with his sword.
Money, 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 money is the root of all evil.
But at the end of the day, Andrew doesn't really care who signs the cheques as long as the numbers are big enough.
47,219 and 94, but she's already had 3,000, so the total is over 50.
James Hoff is one of 16 solicitors at the firm.
I think she slipped over in the kitchen at work, just banged the shoulder, and basically she was a cook in a kitchen, so she can't lift pans or do anything. It's permanent shoulder injury. I think she's off spending it already. She did say she wants to go and get herself a toy boy. I'd go down there for a year. But I don't think it's not enough money for me. I'm high class.
Certainly, I really love you, baby, I do.
Squeezing the client's money out of the insurance company is often only half the battle. No win, no fee means the insurance company is also responsible for paying the solicitor's fees, and it's not something they like having to do.
We agree at 14 days. If they haven't paid in 14 days, the 15th day, we just make sure, as a matter of law, we chase them every single time. And if they need it up them, then they get it up them.
And this is the man who puts it up them. Paul Kimber, a.k.a. Buddha, former England judo champ.
Well, it's too late though, isn't it? I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll just issue Part 7. Do you want to nominate solicitors? You'll be hearing from us when we issue proceedings, and then presumably we'll see you in court. Bye. Dirty, dirty insurance.
He's chasing an unpaid bill from a case which Amelans settled 5 months ago. Sean Willis was driving home to Romford after work.
Came to stationary line of traffic. I managed to stop. The truck that was behind me unfortunately didn't manage to stop in time. Hit me in the rear, pushed me forward, hit me in the rear again. I ended up having damage to the car and a whiplash injury. I made a claim for the whiplash injury. It was just over £2,000. We've got a nice telly in the living room now. Some of it went towards a holiday, and some of it I've still got. I think on the whole, it's probably made me a more cautious driver. Even now, I tend to always be looking in my rear view mirror, especially when I drive past here.
Bye-bye.
Sean's got his cheque. Now Amelans are fighting the insurance company for theirs.
Cheque was due on the 27th of September. There's 27 letters and calls between us and them, arguing over silly, irrelevant points and chasing them. And presumably they're saying we should have done nothing and just sat there with our begging cap, hoping it turns up, which is not very likely, you'd have to say.
That is a winner, mate. Just spoken to her. She's at her wedding, sitting on the head table. She steps backwards and falls over a ledge and breaks her wrist. The interesting part about it is she's a canine beautician and cat beautician, and she can no longer work in the cat industry and the dog industry because of a broken wrist.
Come on then. Babies, babies.
Catastrophe hit Lily Goodwin at the worst possible moment. She was at her daughter's wedding, all set for the speeches.
I was called over to join the wedding party. As I got up and walked across the patio steps, 2 of the blocks gave way under me and I fell down.
Lily broke her wrist, but the real pain was caused by the venue's owner and his staff's attitude.
Because my wrist was so painful, I actually asked if I could have some ice to put on it. Their argument was if I had the ice for my wrist, they wouldn't be able to use it for the drinks. If they didn't have ice for the drinks, then people wouldn't buy the drinks. So basically, they weren't going to give me any.
James is sending a letter out to the manager. The legal machine is slow. The manager has got up to 3 months to come up with a reply.
It is personal for many clients, to be honest. I've had lots of people tell me on the phone, oh, if only I had an apology, I wouldn't be speaking to you today.
Most no-win, no-fee clients respond to relentless television and newspaper campaigns. It's only relatively recently that law firms have been allowed to advertise, and there's few restrictions on what they can and can't do.
It's come up with the idea of doing some outdoor sites for IL4U. The actual full billboard
posters?
site. Yeah, 48 sheeters. You know,
Massive.
real big stuff. So he's come up...
Denise Wilkinson looks after the firm's accounts and runs Injury Lawyers for You, a consortium of legal firms that Amelans created to drum up trade.
Yeah.
They spend $7 million a year on adverts, so they have to think hard about what images they use.
How about using the Croc Rocks?
Croc Rocks, yeah.
What are you on about?
Now, it's not quite the same image as the one previously.
It's crap.
It's not that crap.
It is.
It's bright, but you can tell
It
it's
looks like
crocodile.
a green. No, it looks like a green Martian. Have you got the old one? Now that photograph there, I know it's on a different shape. It can come out here, can't it, with its snout? Yeah.
You prefer that image?
That's got teeth. It's got eyes. It's got more definition on the photograph, and that's and from a distance, that's like a green splodge, and that's quality. Who's going to decide where they are?
Well, it's going to be us.
No, we're going to go and see where they are. We don't want them in outside schools.
Or hospitals.
Or doctor surgeries. Distasteful.
OK.
Right, let's do it.
Advertising works. Around 10 people contact Amelans every day, all hoping that their sore finger will be worth thousands. The firm has a sophisticated filtering machine in place to sort out the winnable claims from the outright chancers. His name is Phil Banks.
How can we help? What's happened? Just been assaulted? OK. Do you want to just explain what happened? Yeah. Where were you at the time? On the ward? On which ward? It's a hospital ward. How long have you been in this hospital for? 1 year. What do they treat on that ward? What do they treat people for on that ward? Right, mental illness, right. Okay. Is the nurse still there?
Buddha's due in court tomorrow to make the insurance company pay the costs for Sean Willis's rear-end shunt.
Even worse than that, look how much their barrister's charging for tomorrow.
1,150 quid? How dare they? That's a disgrace. I'm just doing my cost schedule now. Whatever comes out is going to be bloody reasonable compared to theirs.
Absolutely, mate.
We'll make it bigger now.
We'll trust you will afford it. No, we won't.
The insurance company are bringing out the big guns.
They've decided to hoist in senior London counsel away from London to come to Chester to beat Buddha up. Buddha with the greatest knowledge of costs this side of the Watford Gap against some white-wig, toffee-nosed guy from London who was educated in Austria. And there's Buddha, educated at Staffordshire Polytechnic. He's going to take him on and ring piece him.
Amelans' business is gradually expanding, and Andrew has decided to take a gamble and employ a trainee fresh out of law school. She's passed the interview, and she's due to start tomorrow.
She was intelligent, quick, nervous yet relaxed, if you know what I mean. I think she had ballroom dancing on her CV or something. I said, right, go and do me a dance now. She looked at me rather than shocked and, oh my God, what? She got up to do it, you see. That's the kind of reaction we wanted.
It's 6:30 in the morning. Over in Liverpool, Amelans' latest recruit, Lois Lloyd, is getting ready for her first day at work.
At the moment, I'm sort of on a probation period, then hopefully they'll offer me the training contract. Once I've cleared my MasterCard bill, and if the job's working out and I'm getting on with people, I probably would move closer to Amelans. It's about an hour, so that's 2 hours a day. I couldn't see myself commuting for 2 years if it could be avoided.
For Lois, personal injury work has its own special significance. 7 years ago, she was in a crash on a motorway. She broke her neck and was lucky to live.
I've had a personal injury claim myself, and it means a lot for you to get your compensation at the end. Because at the end of the day, you have been injured because somebody else did something wrong.
Andrew's obsessive about punctuality. The working day starts at 8:30. Precisely.
If people are late, I can sense it. People know not to be late. It's like a barrier, always in early, and it's around the corner.
Lois lives 50 miles away, and she's cutting it fine.
1 minute.
James is already hard at it, dealing with the case of Lily the dog beautician. The manager of the club where she slipped has responded.
Just to put the record straight, the loose bricks, as per your photograph, were still loose before the wedding. And many members of our club can verify this, and they are still in the same condition at today's date. So, that is the key line, really. It's basically admitted, saying, I knew it was defective. He hasn't admitted, I know it was defective, and people could be injured from it. But that follows.
Normally, people being sued pass things over to their insurers for them to settle.
Here is the place where she fell.
But the boss of the golf club where Lily fell has decided to have a go at dealing with it himself.
He's took it upon himself to write to us and say his piece, really, and his piece probably has put himself in the mire because he then says that he knew about it. If I was on the other side, I'd be fuming. You don't admit to anything if you're on the other side.
New lady is late at the first day. We'll see. So her excuses when she turns up.
Tell her first time you see her, say, do you realise it's 8:30 start? Do you recall a partner telling you the only thing you can do really wrong the first day is getting late? I'm here.
Wait.
You're here.
Wait.
Bunty's here.
No.
Sean's here. Everybody's here.
Well,
I've been here at 7:30.
And only got here. Hi, Lois. I'm Liz. Nice to meet you. Come with me, I'll show you where your new desk is.
Phil's still struggling to explain the finer points of no win, no fee to his mentally ill client on Ward 9.
OK, cheers. Bye. Ken assaulted him at 3:05. Ken. Ken offered to get him some pop out of the machine and then assaulted him. Yeah. And I said, no, we're not taking your claim. And then he thought that because I told him his injury wasn't severe enough, he thought by doing his own sound effects down the phone was going to make it a bit more... He's going, ouch, ouch. Ooh. No, exaggerating your claim. We're not taking it on.
Ladies. All right.
Lois is halfway through her tour, and there's one attraction she can't avoid.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
My clock must have stopped.
No, I think there's nothing wrong with your watch at all. I'm blaming Manchester traffic and I'm going to rejig when I leave.
Good.
It was when he did it publicly in front of everybody. So you were late. Everybody else was late. Everybody else late. Apparently punctuality's important.
If we had to rely on someone to do something urgently, how could you rely on somebody who can't even get in on time the first day?
Postgrad, can I help you?
Sometimes it takes months for the other side to admit or deny liability for accidents.
I better not swear.
Luckily for Amelans, James has some more news for Lily.
Just got a letter in. I'm just going to run through what it said, really. Overall, he refutes all the allegations, all the circumstances. His quote is a complete fabrication of all the facts.
Right.
He randomly goes on about something you were upset about heart-shaped cheesecakes you wanted for your dessert, and he thinks that you were annoyed at that, so therefore you're bringing the claim against him.
I really haven't got a clue what he's talking. Heart-shaped cheesecakes.
His final line is, in my opinion, I believe Mrs. Goodwin had been drinking heavily and was drunk when she...
I don't
Sorry, is that...
I don't even bloody drink. I'm on medication. I take liquid morphine, so there's no way I drink. I'll admit to having Diet Cokes, but there's no... I can't believe he's even saying that.
All right.
If the other side can show that Lily had been drinking, then the whole claim will collapse. James has got some work to do. Buddha is psyching himself up for his big title fight. In a couple of hours, he'll be in court, slugging it out with a top London barrister over the insurance company's unpaid bill.
If I felt like I hadn't prepared for it, I'd be very nervous. You always feel a little bit edgy, but I wouldn't say I was nervous. I'd have thought they're going to...
He's been preparing all week. He's just had an outline of the opposition's case sent through, and he's not very impressed.
Basically, the other side of you have to plead what point you argue at the hearing beforehand, and you basically
Can't surprise us, basically.
Yeah, you're not allowed to ambush anything. And the point that they've been raising in correspondence with this, they haven't actually pleaded. So when we get to the hearing this afternoon, hopefully the judge will say, well, actually, the points that you're trying to bring in, you haven't told the court about.
Give me no, 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 give me no.
The 45-minute drive helps focus the former judo champ.
I found nothing I've done since has replaced the buzz of winning judo competitions. Going to courts, it is a buzz, but it's a different kind of buzz. It's more of an intellectual thing. The buzz of having somebody in front of you physically trying to throw you and you trying to throw them and him trying to strangle you, arm lock you, and you trying to do the same and beating that person. I found nothing to replace that. That was an ultimate buzz for me.
I'm not leaving it. Hold me to pay me, 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 I want.
While Andrew and Martin spend millions on adverts,
In the paper,
they also fight a continual battle against what they claim is the unfair image of no-win, no-fee lawyers in the media.
Here we are. Boring, same old stuff. Explosion the claims costs. What a load of shit. Yeah, so just the same old rubbish. We need to get some comment on this back quickly.
Hearing over, and Buddha's back.
around?
He's cleaned up, winning on all points. Good night, Vienna.
Talk to me, mate.
Went very well. Our cost, 2,300. Theirs were over £2,000. So they spent nearly £4.5 grand, arguing over 500 quid.
Why don't they just pay? Why don't they just pay day one and then they won't have all this, right? Yeah. Crazy. All right, mate.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow. Good result, that.
All right, cheers. Good night.
There was no encroachment on the actual kitchen area.
Lois is on time. She's been early every day and is trying to fit in. She's got to if she wants the training contract that will finally make her a solicitor.
If you don't have a training contract, you can't qualify as a solicitor. If you don't qualify, you've just wasted 3 years degree, 1 year postgraduate, 4 years, and thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds in student loans.
She and her ilk have got to impress Martin, myself and Denise. So if she's not right for Amelans, we say, right, thanks very much, it's a good try, but no thanks.
But not everything's going well for Lois. She's just been given a verbal warning.
When I got advised to be slightly less chatty, he said one of the reasons we took you on was because you are like a chatty personality, but there is a limit. I'm like, all right, okay. So I was very quiet. A couple of days later, Martin sort of had a word, like, if you've not got anything to do, you can do this, this and that. So since then, I've been keeping myself busy.
Your instinctive reaction is probably not to sue, but which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, is it because I feel a strong sense of, no, I shouldn't sue these people. They've tried to do their best for me. They tried to take care of me. Things have gone.
Radio 5 Live is running a phone-in on compensation culture. A perfect opportunity for Andrew to hit back at all the bad press.
Hello, my name's Andrew Twombly. I want to talk about this no-win, no-fee thing that's coming out at 10 o'clock. I thought it might be interesting to have a different point of view. I see claims coming in, hundreds of claims a day, and we don't believe there is a compensation culture as such, but we know what's fueling the myth of the compensation culture, and it is these ridiculous claims which anecdotally come out in the newspapers.
They're interested. Andrew's minutes away from getting on air.
I can go into the office, yeah, I'll be there in 47 seconds. Thanks. Got to go in. Yeah. On with Paul Rooney. Don't let me forget to lock my car up. Liz, can you go lock my car up and do the windows and everything? And find me. Can you... Morning, Andrew Twombly. Hi. Right, okay. Where's all my advertising stuff? Yeah, sure. Hello. Yes, I can hear it. Thank you.
Lily the dog beautician has sent in her daughter's wedding video. She says it'll prove she wasn't drunk. James is investigating.
Where's the little kids? Never get these videos ever. The videos we tend to get are from defendants saying, here's your client lifting bags with his allegedly dodgy shoulder that he can't use ever again for the rest of his life, and lifting bricks and stuff like that. Or your client said he's never going to work again. Well, what's he doing on this building site?
The DVD is potential dynamite. Is Lily telling the truth?
There, just see in the background.
In a pink hat.
She's got a glass in her hand now, and looks like Coke to me.
Oh, what does she lit? No, what's that in her hand there? That's a wine glass.
She didn't even drink it, she just lifted it up. Hooray. That's even better for our case. If she was been drinking, there's the time that you'd be drinking, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be drinking. Everyone else has a little sip when you have a toast, and she kind of went, can't drink that. No worries at all.
Hello?
Hi, is that Mrs. Goodwin?
It is,
Mrs.
yes.
Goodwin, it's James at Amelans. You remember you sent me the DVDs through of the wedding? Well, I've had a view over them, me and one of my colleagues, and you're in the clear, basically. There's not a problem at all.
Andrew is still waiting to have his say on 5 Live.
What's happening?
Sorry?
What's happening?
It's just a radio show live on the phone now, listening in. I've got a appointment at the dentist 10:30. Can you put it back for me? Can I go this afternoon or lunchtime?
Oh, see.
Done it yet, bud?
I'm going now.
Yes. Probably, yeah. All right, bye. They're going to leave it because I'm talking to the same principal as the guest that's presently on. Boy. Don't cancel it.
Going to be on hold for a million years.
Well, you meant to put something on your butties.
It's a bagel.
Yeah, but you have something on it, don't you? Like anything.
Like anything.
Even make crisps out of it. Crisp bagel.
During her time on probation, Lois has managed to arrive late and get an official warning for talking. Now, it's crunch time.
So how's it going on the team?
It's working fine.
Yeah. And you've been getting in on time?
I've been getting in, apart from once when I was 5 minutes late, I don't know if you recall that occasion, been in early every single day.
Was it true that you got a slapping recently for chatting?
I did, yes.
And what's happened about that?
Since then,
Yeah.
I haven't been chatting.
Well, I'm not sure whether I like him to do this, but I need to give you that. You have to open it though.
Oh, right.
The early mornings and gossip-free days have paid off. Lois has got a training contract.
Chuffed, very chuffed. Got me on board now. You don't realise how lucky you are.
Is that way? I'm not supposed to go that way. No. You're supposed to be kissing my feet.
No.
Right, get out.
Lily is continuing to uphold her reputation for sobriety, but the other side is still denying liability. Lois has not yet settled any claims, but is looking for a house in Manchester. And 250 crocodiles hit the streets, with not a hospital or school in sight.
Guy's a master.
Next week on No Win, No Fee. This man smashes his bike.
Walking along, caught my foot.
This man dislocates his collarbone. And the firm's new TV ad is finished. But there's a problem.
One thing stands out amongst all others.
His hair.
His hair's so funny at the front.
It's a serious quiff.